We welcome you heartily in our fourth session, which we will take you through the next two topics. I'm going to share my screen. We are today talking about Google Classroom. That's our topic, as Sonia ma'am just told us. We are working on Google Classroom and we'll be looking at chats. So that's another wonderful tool you will see. So as we dive into Google Classroom, basically Classroom is something that is a platform that offers comprehensive, it's part of the comprehensive Google tool suite that we call it, which is about classroom, docs, sheets, slides as a package. So Google Classroom together brings in the best of Google Workspace for education. Before we start anything, I'd like you to go through this real quick video.
Harpreet, are you playing the video?
It's not showing?
No, it's showing, but there's no audio. I don't think there's an audio for me also. Do you want to restart?
I will. There. Please let me know if you can hear it now.
No, can you check the sound on your device? Or then I can play this.
Normally it's on. It's on.
You want me to play?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me just do that.
Thank you. I'll stop share.
In 2014, there was some really cool tech being invented. People were just starting talking about self-driving cars, and we were saying, we think it'd be great if we could get rid of the copy machine. The idea from Google Classroom really was spawned from watching teachers both innovate and also struggle.
There were a lot of examples of how technology was not designed for the educator or the student. I remember going to one of the classrooms that we were observing back then, where they have all of these instructions on the wall.
6 steps of how to actually turn in an assignment.
That was an aha moment. We have to make this easier.
It should be intuitive, it should be simple, it should be saving them time. So we partnered with teachers and administrators from schools. We would show them ideas, we would get feedback.
Google Classroom initially was about saving teachers time, and now it's about improving instruction and improving learning.
Okay, load up Google Classroom with your practice sets.
When we were looking at an LMS solution, Google Classroom had this balance of being really intuitive, but also incredibly powerful. It didn't require a lot of training for our staff, and we could get children set up in seconds.
Atendemos desde de escolas afastadas do ponto de vista rural, como a gente tem aqui. Desde que o Google Sala de Aula foi adotado pela rede municipal, independente de onde o aluno está, ele tem acesso às mesmas ferramentas e às mesmas oportunidades.
We have all the components that help schools run. We have classroom add-ons, which allows third-party tools to be integrated into the assignment workflow, classroom analytics, and things like Read Along, where it's integrated into Classroom Now, allows teachers to be able to meet their students where they are.
Experimentar. Muito bem.
Google Classroom has provided us with a real dignity of learning for all students at our school, regardless of their ability. It's enabled us to really focus on children's personalised learning because you can work collaboratively on different documents and you can set different tasks for different children.
The simplicity of Google Classroom not only allowed us to choose it, but empowered us to stay with Google Classroom over the last 10 years.
The ability for a teacher to take Google Classroom, Google Docs, Google Slides, and integrate them all together with a consistent look and feel means that there's very little lag when we're teaching.
We're now able to use Google Classroom as far more than just a resource sharing tool.
With AI, schools will be able to leverage cutting-edge technology in a format that they know and understand.
Something that we're really excited about is leveraging the benefits of AI to do the parts that are actually very procedural or administrative, so our teachers are able to spend even more time working directly with the children in their classes.
We have this incredible responsibility, and we are able to take the best innovation backed with privacy and security first.
Google have supported us on our pedagogical intention. They've supported us in creating well-rounded children that are ready to thrive in the future, and that's what we really care about.
Schools have the power of Google behind them. Education is where it starts, and the tools that we use matter.
Awesome. I'll pause this and you can share your screen.
Thank
and
you.
While Harpreet shares her screen, I'll tell you that, and it's a fun fact, that Google Classroom 10 years when it was launched, it was only launched to solve the problem of printing for teachers. And today it's a space where personalized learning, YouTube interactive videos, classroom analytics, AI, everything comes alive together. So if you've not explored it yet for your purpose, please do. And reach out to us if you have any query. Over to you, Harpreet.
Thank you so much. So with this, I think Sonia ma'am has already added on to the platform Google gives us. So basically what Google Classroom is, it's a dynamic platform designed to personalize, manage, and measure your learning experiences. For higher education educators, it offers a robust digital environment that streamlines your course management while fostering collaboration and engagement, which is currently the need of the hour. So before we explore into the features in detail, let's quickly highlight these three aspects on your screen that make Google Classroom a game changer for higher ed. So first of all, when we look at enriching and personalizing your learning, higher ed educators often teach diverse group of students with varying levels of expertise. We all work day in and day out with such students' profile. Google Classroom supports differentiated learning here by enabling your personalized learning pathways through adaptive assignments. You've got those self-paced modules, and you've got your tailored resources. Then it also allows you to have asynchronous and blended learning modules and giving students the flexibility to engage with the content at their own pace. It seamlessly integrates with Google Workspace and any third-party edtech tools, which we looked at in the video as well, to facilitate the peer collaboration when we are working as a team, research projects, and interactive discussions they have amongst themselves. And for educators, we have the real-time feedback through comments, through annotations. We can have peer reviews amongst each other if it's a shared tool they're working on. And then you foster that continuous learning loop even when you're not present with them. Second factor is amplifying instruction with tools that simplify their everyday task. So here, managing multiple courses, the grading, the administrative task, it really can be time consuming. We all know that. So Google Classroom here comes in for our safe escape, and it helps us optimize the processes by automating administrative workflows like collecting the assignments, distributing the course material, and tracking the submissions. We don't have to manually do that anymore. It provides us grading efficiencies through rubrics. We can use the rubrics from Google Classroom, yet we can also upload rubrics from different apps or other tools that we have, which are third party. We can have automated quizzes. Here we can integrate Google tools like Google Forms into the classroom and create it directly from there. They are all AI driven originality reports we are looking at. We are looking at enhancing our lecture delivery with Google Meet integration, which is again part of it, which provides it a seamless instruction, remote or hybrid. Thirdly, here, operating with ease using solutions for visibility, insight, and control. Here for higher ed specifically, when we look at the data-driven insights, that's very crucial for our student monitoring, engagement, and performance. So here, Google Classroom provides us advanced analytics to track student participation, to have assignment progress, to have overall course management. Privacy and security measures also ensure compliance with our institutional policies. We have the Guardian and institutional reporting tools helping us as administrators and educators keeping track of students while maintaining that transparency. So if we conclude this net, we see Google Classroom provides us as higher ed education with a scalable, efficient, and interactive platform wherein we are enhancing our teaching learning process. Moving on to the next one here, we have, these are the skill checklist, what we need to know in order to have the level 1 certification passed. So here we need to know how to set up our classes. You've been working for last 1 week on Google Classroom through your training sessions here. So you all know how as a student it looks like, how you get assignments. I'm sure you have been using it for your daily tasks. You set up your classes, you should know how to add students, how to add teachers or co-teachers, because without them you feel lonely on that classroom space. The difference between stream and classwork, what are the possibilities of adding things to a classwork, how you can add assignments with different due dates and links and files, and what all can be added on. Then how to post assignment, this is very mandatory for the L1 training exam. Then you need to know the student view, attempting and turning in assignments in classroom, how it is, and when a teacher as a educator gives you a private message one-on-one to deal with. Then you've got grading classroom assignments, how easy it is to grade those assignments. You can differentiate between assignment and material. When I said in the beginning, there are multiple levels that we deal with every day. And then you've got making a copy of the classroom. You don't have to restart and reinvent the wheel. You make a copy of the classroom that you've already created, and you work on with just editing or adding or deleting stuff. Then you need to know how to reuse the material that you already have in one classroom, and you want to add in, if you've got different areas that you're working on, you can add on the material which you already created. So again, not restarting it, but tweaking it a little, that's possible. And then how do we manage the classroom notifications? So this, with this, we come to our end of this presentation, and we dive directly into our classroom. So right here, there are again ways to access classroom. One is our Omnibox. So I say google.com. That's one way I can access a classroom. Then another way I can access a classroom is through my waffle, the 9 dots next to my Gmail, my first home page of my Chrome. I can access the classroom, which is the little green yellow icon that you see. That's another way to access your classroom, or you can go to the drive. So here I am closing. I'm going to use the classroom, which I have already with a lot of classes I use on daily basis. So I am just going to reshare my screen onto the classroom I use on daily basis. So here. So here we can see right here. So I go to my waffle, I go to my classroom, and you will see my first home page as it appears with multiple classes that I have and I run through. When you see the class home page, this is what appears. So these are a lot of classrooms that I am the creator of, or I am a participant of those classrooms. We'll see how different they look. So on the left, you have these 3 lines, which we call it as hamburger. We can toggle it to close the side menu or toggle it back to open it. There is the home page that we have, the calendar you can access. Again, it depends on the drive of the Gmail that you're on. So the calendar of this Gmail will appear. Then we've got some premium features as resources that you may have on yours if you have a higher teaching learning upgrade or an education plus account. Then you've got all these classrooms that you can see are created and are my current classrooms that I work on or I go back and forth. You've got here the archived classes that you can see. Any class that I do not need was from my previous class, I can archive it, because there are possibilities sometimes students do have it and they love to chat, so we don't want that to continue. So I archive it. It does not get deleted, but just it gets hidden from the students, and that's where we have our data safe. We have no communication between them because they use our first page of the classroom as their chat space. So to avoid that, we can archive that. We'll see how to do that in a moment. So that's your left panel. Here on the top, you have the waffle. I come back to my home page. This is where you start. So as we dive into our classroom, we are going to see how we can create our own class. So there is a plus sign which says create or join. If you have a code, like we were sharing the code over the chat, over your emails to join the classroom for the students, you could always have join class. It would ask you for the class code, you add, and you are able to join. As simple as that. So here, the moment I enter, it's 5 to 7 characters. I have an option to join. Next, I here will do how to create class. That's our first objective. So I will create a demo class today. So demo classroom. Let's do that. If I have a section that I want to try out and add, maybe I'm doing physics, if I'm doing engineering, if I'm doing literature, or I am on to entrepreneurship, I can make that section for different topics. I can make individual classrooms for that, or I can do it as subjects, topics inside my classroom. So let's create that. I don't need all this information. If I'm in room number 101, I can do that. It is not mandatory. You can just leave it as well. It takes a couple of seconds to create my classroom. Once I'm on my classroom, this is the header it gives. That's my base. There is nothing yet on my classroom. There is a stream that is called our wallpaper, or you can call it like your Facebook wall, as I call it. So that's your stream page. Now, I will close this to avoid distraction. Once I look at this, I have the first header. I want to customize my header. I go here. I can choose the color I want. I can choose the background I want. I can select a photo if I already have a photo. Normally, we do go to Canva, which is a third-party app. You create your header, a Google Classroom header. If you search on canva.com, you can get a nice header. You can add your name, or you can even select one from the library that Google gives us of some preset classroom headers. So if you're an English or history professor, you can take something from here. You can even add math or science. You can add something here with engineering. So you've got all these tools here with math. If you're a chemistry prof, you can get here art, sport, or any other generic ones. So let's choose today, since I am an English educator, language one, I can add something with my writing. Okay, and I hit here class, select the class header. Now to match with mine, I am going to have maybe a contrast, and I hit save. If I have a header that I downloaded from Canva or any other app that I created from, I will upload. It'll take me from my either my drive or my device. So here, these are the possibilities to add your header if you've got it from outsourced app. Here, I click on save. I have my header, which says demo classroom. It is the English or history, you could say. I have all of this right here. I can have more information here on my classroom with the sections that it gave. So I can add them. Now, if there are any quick links I want to add for my students, I can add here. I can generate a Google Meet link directly from here. But if I generated, many students do keep it, I've noticed, and higher you go, the kids are more smart. They save it as or bookmark it, and they can use it as a regular chat or a meet space for them. I do not want that for my students. So to keep that security safe, when I'm not there, I don't want to join that meet, I can make it invisible for students. So I just toggle it off and I can save. But I have this link every time. I can change this link and reset. We'll look at that as well. So there is a meet link for people to join, but it's not visible to students yet. There is a class code that was given to you. If I click on this display, it gives me big and bold. So you can display it to kids. If you want to send this invitation via email or your chat space or any other LMS you're using or any other tool you're using, you can always copy the invitation and it lets you join. So let's give it a try. I'll share it on our chat space to see if people can join this classroom just for a practice sake. So we can do that. While you're doing that, we'll continue if you are keen on it. Once you are there, if you see right now, I am on my stream which has nothing. I can always create a welcome announcement. The moment I do that, if you have multiple classes, it will give you this drop down menu which says all the classes you would want to send the a message on their stream page. If you want, I just have right now the demo classroom. If you want all the students here, right now I have 4 students. Thank you for joining in, people. So we've got 4 students right here. I want to send it to all the 4. I'll not be biased right now, but I'll choose my students after. So here, welcome to the Google Classroom space. Let's learn together. Now here, if you see, I have a lot of formatting tools, the basic ones here. So I can maybe have the Google Workspace, Google Classroom space, made it bold. I can make it italics. I can underline it. I can even have certain rules. We would all follow these rules. It's just, to have a guideline for students. And I hit enter. Sorry. I hit enter and I create a checklist. So I have one thing: do not pass unpleasant remarks, do not do this to the kids or other students, be respectful, respect others' privacy. All of that can be added as a checklist right here. I can even strike off something. I can remove my formatting altogether. So if you see this Google space right here, I can remove that formatting right at the click of this, and it'll remove all my basic formatting and come back to the basic here. You see, everything became normal. So you could do any of that. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so people can see. Okay, so there. Once we are on this, we again have an option. So I'm going to again select and make it as a checklist. So I can get back to my formatting tools anytime. I just need to keep them highlighted. Here I can add something from my drive at this moment. Maybe a rule sheet that I want to add. I can add any YouTube video from here. If I want to show them something exciting, I can upload a file from my device. I can share a link with them, or I can open the add-ons menu. Now these add-on menus are already there, but for a lot of lists, it's a long list that you have. So it depends on the add-ons that your organization has let open. Sometimes it is individual preference how educators want it. So you can always ask your admin to activate any specific add-on that you would like to have. If you click on explore add-ons, this will give you a list of add-ons that can be integrated into Google Workspace in Classroom through Marketplace. So here, if you like any of them, you can ask your admin people to add. If it is teaching learning upgrade or education plus account, they would be able to give you that access, and you can always put that directly and have assignments related to it. So this is our stream page. Once this is done, I hit post. I can even schedule the post. I don't want it right away. I want it after maybe 2 days. I can schedule it and it'll ask me for a date I can open my calendar right here and schedule it for tomorrow. But for the moment, we are going to not schedule it, but post it right away. I can even save it as draft. I'm not sure right now what to put. I want to add something, revisit it. So I can save it as draft, so you don't have to retype it. So these are the three possibilities. You can always do it. I'm going to post it right now. So right here, I have this posted on my. If you look at this up here, this is how you can join a meet call. Same here. We've already created it, so it appears here. You will see and notice, if you've not already done that, you will notice a lot of Google tools have these integrated meet icons. So you can directly, instead of going to meet.google.com or going to your waffle, you directly can go onto a tool you're working on, and you will see this little camera, and you can join a meet and share it with anybody right there. It just saves time and it's very convenient. Google Calendar can be accessed from here. You've got Google Drive. Here is our friend, which is the settings. Now, whenever you're creating a class, you want to set up, even before you invite the students, you want to set up these details, class details. So I have the setup. I can always change the description. This is a demo class. Okay, I don't need this, and I say first year students. Okay, let's say, or that subject for that matter, first year physics. And I go down further. So I could change and set these settings when I was creating my classroom, or anytime I can go to my gear button. We call it a gear button. So to access the settings page, and this is what it gives. The invitations code right now are here. It says they are turned on. I can turn it off or reset the code. That 5-digit alphanumeric code that you got can be reset anytime. Then you've got the invitation link. So here you can copy this. It was on the main page as well, on the stream page. So these are both possibilities. You can display the code here. If the class is right there, the students are there, you want to access and create a class and have them join right away through their mobile phones or their devices, you can show it on the screen and they can join it. Then you have got the stream. Now here it says stream and classwork. Stream students can post and comment. Sometimes when it's too much, I can say that for the little ones, yes, they get very excited. They want to say just a message like, hi, how are you? I didn't understand this, all of that. But when it comes to higher ed students in universities, they have a lot of questions. So that comes in very handy for you educators to address anything. And for that matter, even students, the peers amongst themselves, if somebody has a doubt, can post it and everybody can answer and help each other in that little space. But you can always choose the students can only comment. They cannot post any link, or only teachers can comment. So I'll let the students be posting and commenting. Classroom on stream. Now here there are condensed notifications, one-liners. When you see your Google space that you have been assigned for your classroom, you will see there are condensed notifications or attachments and details which are visible, or there are no notifications at all. I can even say there is nothing there, and we don't need to show any notification. The students will directly access the class workspace, and they will know in the respected folders their assignment. So there will be no notification at all. It can be all three possible. Right now I want to show them attachments and details on the main page. But when you're using it on regular basis, sometimes you don't want to clutter your homepage and put too many details. So that's when you don't want the attachments and details to be visible. You just say condensed notifications, which you are getting at the moment in your classrooms. If you are a co-teacher, or you have a co-teacher or a group of teachers working with you, or the educators who are working with you, it says only teachers can view deleted items. So if you've deleted something, your co-teacher or co-educator there can access and see what did you delete. So if they need it maybe for another class that they are dealing with, they can use that. It just comes in handy. Or sometimes it just by accident it's done, it can be revived back. Guardian access is more for the little ones, but again, it depends on how the higher ed educators want to use it. It is a space wherein you have a possibility where the students parents can sign up, and whenever you send a notification, you upload an assignment, the parents can access that, or they have information. Today the assignment has been posted on this topic, and it can be it is due by this date. The day the student misses the assignment, they get a summary. Maybe you can choose, as a parent, they can choose whether they want weekly summary, whether they want monthly summary, or every day. There will be nothing in garden summary unless you post something, so they can choose that. So here, if you explore, you can see the people page is where you add your students or the teachers. So people page is what it is referring to, and they can sign up for email summaries. Manage meet link, you can always change that meet link. You can copy this again here. You can reset this meet link if you think it's just been out to too many students who are not even part of your group. You want to reset it, it is here. You want to remove the meet link, you can do it from here. Visible or non-visible, it was a toggle on the main page. We are doing the same here. Marking, you can set your marking period. So here, for example, I want to set my marking period, let's say GCEL1. This is my mark period. Or I can even say, for that matter, January 2025. Or if I am in a semester, I can say from September to December. That's my semester. I can add that period. Google, when it shows Classroom, the scores, we will see that as well. It'll show you the marking or the assignments just turned in during that period. So it is not, it's to avoid the other part of the year when you don't want it. So here I want it from 1st January. Okay. To end date would be, let's say, the end date would be February 7th. Let's say I choose this. I click OK, and that is where it is selected. If you want to add another marking period, it will show you under that head. Apply to existing assignments. So all the assignments that are already there, we don't have any yet, but if you have those assignments and the students have turned in their assignments, you will see how the scores are shown only of those between that fall under 1st January to 7th February. You can copy this setting or this period, marking period, to other classes also, and here you can select your classes that you have, that it goes into that as well, so you don't have to individually do it. Marking scale, you can set the percentages and levels of your assignment. You can set the scores. You can even draft mark for missing assignments. If you want to add something, automatically apply a draft mark to missing assignment. For default, it is 0. So of course, you don't want to give a score of 10% or 20% to somebody who's not done the assignment. Here, calculation, it can be a grading system. So if you want to choose a grading system, if you want to choose a total point system, or if you want to weigh it by category, so that also is possible. And you can also choose a possibility to show overall marks to students. It is always beneficial as they grow higher in grades, so it's visible to them and it helps them improve their progress. You can even add a mark category. These are all grading possibilities in Classroom, and they all come under settings. One important thing, anything you do, if you just hit the cross button here and you close it, it won't be saved. So our blue button here gives us the save option. Anything that happens has to be saved. So I have my settings ready. Now whatever I do will be according to my settings. People is where I can see. There are two things I can see here. Teachers. So right now I am the only teacher, but I feel lonely. I want to not work alone on this. So I am going to add, for example, a co-teacher. So here, whoever is on my account, I can always have that person prompted for me, or my frequent users, or if I want to add another teacher who is another Harpreet, I can always invite them. Now this is how you must have seen. Anybody who's invited but not has accepted it is grayed out for the moment. The snowman, the 3 dots, help me either email to this person or remove this person altogether. That's how you can add a list of teachers. There's no limit to how many teachers you want on your classroom. If you look at the students, there are already 17 students here. we can look at all of them. Here it says invite guardians. So they have a possibility. I can just click on this. I type in an email if I know who the parent is of this particular student, and I can invite their guardians. Again, I can do email the student, I can remove the student, or I can totally mute the student, wherein I feel this student is too troublesome or he's disturbing my stream space. I can do that as well. I can also here select all of them at once, and the action I can take is email all of them all together, so their emails will be selected. I can remove them all together, and I can mute them all at once. These are the groups. If you have created your groups in Classroom, you can do it here, or you create your groups with the names of students and you say, okay, this is my group with physics, this is my group all first year students, this is my group with physics 1 and physics 2. So I can always do that. Then I have the here, this is the difference between an educator account where you create it and between an account that you join. If you look at your accounts, the demo classroom right here, you will not find that marks option, wherein I am the creator, and as an educator right here, I will have the marks section where you can see already I have set in a filter that says GCL1 January. So all my assignments that I will share will appear here, which we will see once we create those assignments. Coming back to, so these are the three easy opts. We come back to our classwork, which is our second option there. In the classwork, this is our area where we play the most. We can create a lot of things. Create how do is basically the fun way to have little sections of something you do, and you can follow up on those small lessons or parts for your students, and a question follows and you get a certificate at the end. But this is not really for the students that we do. We can create assignments, we can create quizzes, we can create questions. So when you're creating questions here, it is like a discussion board. You add on to the stream. Students can always discuss and you get what they feel about a certain topic. For example, we pick up World War II and you throw a random question onto the students. They will be able to discuss between themselves and you will see the responses. Material is something you add which we do not generally grade. It is an additional supplementary video, a supplementary PDF, supplementary document, anything that you want them to study and enhance their learning done in class or for that term. That is where material goes. If you've already created a post in any other classroom or anywhere, you can reuse the post here. Topic is the heads that we have. So I always, when I start personally, I try to clean up my classroom by organizing it. So here I am going to create, first of all, the topics. So I am going to create a topic here, which would be, let's say, for digital transformation. If we are doing, I guess, management, another topic I would create is human resource. Pardon me for my spellings. It's the end of a long day. We have got, let's say, entrepreneurship. That could be my management topics. Coming back to my topics for, let's say, I've got electrostatics. That could be my topic in physics. I could have, let's say, another topic called professional communication. I know a lot of educators here are from different branches, so I'm trying to get whatever the best I can. Now, once the topics are created, I have these, again, 3 dots, my snowman, and anything I can do is by renaming it. I can delete this. I can copy the link of the specific topic and share it with people, and they can access directly, and it opens onto this page. I can move it down. So it's very easy, just moving it, dragging it up, and I can move it here. I can move the electrostatics back onto this. So it is successfully moved, as the message says. So I can always do that by dragging, choose and drag. Second, now I want to create my assignments or things under this topic. So I'll start with assignment. Let's try all the different possibilities. I'll give it an option for, let's say, introduction to communication. Let's see. And I give some random task to my students. Dear students, let's look at this task and complete the quiz given below. So once they read it, I give them a YouTube video link. I can give them a Drive task wherein I can give them a document from Google Drive. I can, so here you can insert files from Google Drive. You can upload a recent document. You can upload, let's say I try this. It's a random image. So that's from my Drive. I'm just putting it just to show you. The moment I put up something from the Drive, it tells me students can view the file. This is again, when you're collaborating, you would want them to either work together, or if there is a document that you want them to work but not touch each other's document, you can say students make a copy. So when they receive it on their Google Drive or the classroom, when they open that specific doc or the form, it gives the name of that specific student. For example, Sheila and the task name, Julie and the task name. So that is what they get as mark a copy, and you will get individual assignments, so they won't be able to barge into each other's space. Students can edit the file. If there's something you want collaborative, you will ask the students to edit the file or add your, if you're sharing a presentation, for example, you will ask the students, or FigJam, you will ask the students to add post-its, little notes on a specific topic, share their ideas, do brainstorming activities, mind mapping. This is where you use them. Students can just view the file as a document. You can choose all of those settings here. Then you have an option to post a YouTube video. So I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to just look at communication. I'll just pick up any random video. So communication, basics and importance. And here, once you do that, Google Classroom gives you an option to add questions. So you want your students to view the video, but in between, it'll ask the students some questions. So you have an option to add those questions, or just simply add the video. Right now, we're going to simply add the video. We attach it. You can look at it as a student as well. Once you are adding the video, how would it look at in the student perspective? Then you've got something as practice sets, which we will not look at because it is more so in the level 2, not in level 1. So these are basically little exercises you can give. You can support it with hints, you can support it with different videos, different documents, and it is like an exercise, practice exercise for students. Now here, if you see, I'll come back to the create in one moment. It says all these add-ons. Now these has been given to me by my admin. I can still ask for more. I can also explore here with my marketplace that we just saw, or I can use one of them. I can create a Kahoot quiz for my students. I can go to Genially and do that, or I can do it formatively for Google or use an Edpuzzle. All these are just basic generic add-ons I can use on this. Now I want to create this assignment. When you create an assignment, you can choose the class that you want to give the assignment to. If I have 5 divisions of my human resource class or my general management class, I have those 5 different divisions. I can select the 5 classes right here, and at the same time the assignment will be posted. I don't have to redo it again and again, but I'll restrict to just the first class that it by default I am in. Now, can I request you to please mute? I have here all students, so I can give it to all the students. I have still not made groups, so I go to these 20 students. I don't want to give it to all the students, so I will choose random 5 students. This is my management HR class, so I'm going to give this to them. I have the option of students only viewing it. I will give it a due date right here. I say tomorrow. I can give it a time also, or I leave it. So I've got 5 students here. Due date. Here is where I will choose my topic. So I have all these topics I had. So I'm going to go to professional communication. I think it fits into that category. Marking. Now with this assignment, I want them to be marked. So I will add a category maybe as 10. I will, or I can leave it as unmarked. Here the marking period, I can still choose. By default it gives me what I have. If I have multiple, I can choose. I can still say no marking period. It shows all my assignments all together. Then no mark sync, we don't want to do that. And you can create a rubric. Now rubric is again created with this plus sign. You can create it. You can even import it from Google Sheets right here. If you already have a rubric with one, the student can explain what is interpersonal communication. Student is able to explain if they can write a passage and a story or an article, that's 2. So you can create that rubric. Or lot of educators nowadays use third-party apps like Magic AI. So that's another very nice tool to make rubrics, and that you get imported to your Google Classroom. A new feature which is very helpful here is the plagiarism. In higher ed, we look at kids not copying, respectful, citing their documents and their work. So, and to check it, this helps us here to check the plagiarism. Here we have create. I told you we'll come back to it. Here is what you can create. So this is again another interesting question for your level 1 test. What all can you create as assignments in Google Classroom? So you can create docs, you can create slides, sheets, drawings, and forms. Imagine I'm creating a Google slide. I want a presentation. I will create right here my presentation. It'll open onto a new one. I will name my presentation. It's just coming. So I can say Google Classroom demo. Where did it go? Google Classroom demo. I gave it a name. I'll close it and you will see I will have that right here with me, untitled presentation. Now I want these 5 students that I'm assigning this assignment to work together so they can edit the file. So here they can individually log in, but they have to work on the same document. Now if they're working on different types of professional communication, they can divide their divisions and sections. They can have one slide on the presentation where they can discuss and present their kind of facet of how they understand the professional communication with interpersonal, with just the introduction, the key facts, and the factors that impact it. All of that can be there. So we are done with our assignment. I have to now go to my toggle button here, the drop down. Either I can assign by clicking right here. Like I did in my stream, the same options. I can schedule it. I can save the draft. I still want to come back to it. Or I can discard the draft. So here I'm going to assign it and bang, it's gone to my 5 students as assignment. And if you see, since I chose under which topic it will go to, by default, it got it organized under this. Now I will create quiz assignment. By quiz, we are talking here about Google Forms. So here a blank quiz is created. I can go to this quiz and I can always name this quiz again. So here, Google Classroom demo. Oops, it's still loading. Here, demo. And I will publish this. The moment I do that, next. Here I can close it, and if you see here, it will get uploaded. If I refresh it, it will change to the demo. right here. Oh, where did it disappear? Oops. So I go here, I click on my quiz assignment. It's right here. I say GC demo and I am done. And I publish. Now it says nobody will be notified. I can again go to my Google Forms. I hope you remember all what we did in Google Forms. And I can add my questions. I can add all the details and it is posted onto Classroom. Now here it says lock mode on Classroom when you're working on Chromebooks. So we don't do anything. We grade import. We import our grades from the assignment that I've created on the Google Forms, and it'll automatically be imported. For example, if it's an assignment of, let's say, 20, a score of 20, it'll automatically be uploaded into my marking grades. So that is how you assign it. And this time I'm going to schedule it for all students. I will give it, again, since it's a task, I want to give it a date for 31st. I want to give it a time by midnight. I don't want them going later than that. And I will say close submission after due date. So my form will be closed. I don't want to give a topic right now. It's on 20 and I want to schedule my assignment. You see, it's grayed out. Nothing is highlighted yet because I did not give it a title. I schedule it this time. I will schedule it for today's 29th, 30th, and it'll be 8 a.m. in the morning. I can even change it to 7 or 10, and I schedule it. And voila, it will go. Now here it says schedule for tomorrow. It's still grayed out. You can always drag it down to, let's say, I have it on electrostatics. I have an assignment here. Tomorrow at 8, it will automatically shoot out my assignment in the stream and students will be able to see that. So this is the classroom here. Question, I can open a question. How do you think your prep for GCE L1 is? I know it's a very lame question, but it's just for the sake of it. So I can say good, not good, multiple choice. I can give all that option, or I can just leave it as short answer. And I can attach something here, or I don't need to. I just give it no topic. And I can just randomly let it hang and I say ask. This time, if you see, instead of scheduling, posting, or sending it, it's just giving me option of ask. So I like said, it's like a discussion board for your students. And when I go to stream, all these assignments that I'm posting are here. Look at this. My assignment, it's very clear. It says 5 assigned, 0 handed. You as students will be able to see, but as an educator, I will be able to see all of this. Here again, it's 20 people are assigned this, and right now it's not even passed. I will not see on the scheduled assignment on my stream because it's not yet posted. Next one we do is material. I already showed you how to post the material, how to reuse a post. So I'm going to reuse a post right here. These are all my classrooms. I want to go back to this classroom, let's say. These are some test papers I had. I was working with this set of students for Cambridge, and I have this. I don't want to find it, get my link. I just reuse this. I select. It says create new copies of all the attachments. So it will not hamper what you already posted. I will reuse it. And it will create a new post right here. If I gave a message here, it automatically gave me the title. If I had given dear students, I always like to start for a polite one. I write, please complete this and submit it. Topic. Here, it took it from the classroom that I was in. Now I will give it a topic, which is not here. I will say create topic. I say language, and I create that and I hit post. All the students will get this, and a new topic of language has been created, and I just reused it by just giving it the little text. If the text was also there in the message box, you didn't have to do anything, just pick it up, post. That is all. Once it's posted, I can edit my topic. It's a test, so all the best. I forgot to add that. I can still do that. I can still say, okay, these 5 students don't need this test, so I can always edit, change all of that. So that you can do, you can always delete, you can copy the link, and it'll straight away open to the same page right here. They don't have to go through the whole process of going to the classroom. All this is about Google Classroom, and I think with this, we are not left with anything. Yes, one more thing we have is how to archive a classroom. So here we have this demo class. I can also archive this classroom. This is the gear button I told you. So we looked at the settings. I just want to check if there's nothing else we missed on Google Classroom. So guardian marking. Yeah, there's nothing here. I'm going to go to my home. By pressing this little home button, I have all my classes. Now here it says open the folder in Google Drive. So all my work that the students will finish will come on my Google Drive. And here is, if you want to open report cards for the demo classroom, you can do that. The snowman here shows me how to move. I can move this folder. I can copy invitation link from here as well. I don't have to go inside that. I can edit it. I can copy the class and make it a duplicate, or I can archive it. Here it says which classroom. If I have multiple, I will do that. I just click the checkbox. It says next. Archiving a class causes it to be archived for all participants and will unlink your SIS if your class is linked. Archive class can't be modified by teachers unless restored. They can still preview, export items from class. So it'll still show you on the list, but you can't do anything with it really until you revive it. Class files still will remain in the Google Drive. Nothing happens to them. So here, if I archive it, as educators, the classroom that I shared with you will not be accessible anymore. So that's the beauty of a class. You still have the material, but it's just secretly hidden from the students, but you still have an option to use it. Last one I will show you on my classroom. Let's see if I have a working classroom right here. Okay, let's try this just to show you how the grades look like. So marks. Here I have all these assignments I'd given to my students. It says view all classwork, or I have a filter that put from 1st November to 17 January. I hit that. I will only be able to see all the assignments that were there between November and January. It says this assignment was a song that the students had to prepare. So I did not give it really a score. So it by default took 100. I already graded it as 100. I can, it is in my draft. If you see these 3 lines, I can mark it as missing if the student did not do it. If the student was absent, I can click on excuse. And if you see, the student will be excused and or marked absent. Here I can view the submission if there was a worksheet or a form that the student had, or a document, Google Doc, that he had to write his assignment on. I can view the submission from here. Once this is done, I will click on return. The moment I return, student will be notified and can check any grade that you've left. I can add a comment. Good job, Hope. So that's where I can return it. So Hope, my student, will go back on the classroom and she'll get to see that assignment returned. And finally, if you see the difference from the draft to the score, it has changed. This means it is still not given to the student. It is still here as pending from your end. So that's how you grade your marks, and you will be able to see all the assignments that you give to students. Sometimes we give them assignments, we don't assign them a date, but it's just like a material that you give them. So that is where it says not assigned. Here, if you see, I can see the overall marks of the students, not applicable yet because I have not returned the assignment. So a lot of you who have submitted your assignments on these GC trainings would not have received any response unless it is graded and it is returned back. You will not be able to see. The moment we do that, you will be able to visibly see it on Classroom. With this, we come to the end of our first topic, which is Google Classroom. And it's pretty easy, but very important from the aspect of um, GCL1. Before we proceed on to our next topic, which is very interesting but very short, we hope to finish all on time. Is there any question that you want me to answer? Or if Sonia ma'am is here, if there are any questions in the chat box?
Yes, there are 2, 3 questions on Google Classroom. I wanted we could show them and answer this for them.
Okay.
Piyush sir has asked, can we set a default Meet link static through the, so what would this mean through the gear? You mean throughout the classroom
setting?
you would want a static classroom code? Then yes, that's how it happens. If that answers your question. So for example,
yes, it does, ma'am. It does answers.
Yeah, okay, right. Amit sir has asked, where will we get a different folder created for each classroom? Sir, depends. So if you have created different topics for different classrooms, then there'll be different folders. If you can help us understand your question better, maybe we can answer that for you.
Yeah, thank you. And there was in the presentation, it was mentioned that on each classroom, there was a link for folder. So my query is, where does that link take us?
Here. So, sir, here if you can see my screen, right on the home page, you have the class drive folder. If you click on it, all the folders that you've created, that'll appear here. And all the work, for example, planets was a folder that was created, and a lot of tasks, if it was there, would come by different students right here. So you can see.
So is this a Planet classroom, or there are multiple classrooms?
No, this is one classroom, and you've got planets was one of the header, the topic. So that is where it appears. So each topic will have a folder, and under that you'll have students' work.
Okay.
So
right.
each classroom will have their own folder.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
Right. Sir's next question is, how do we assign marks grade? Maybe you can show one of those again, and then we can quickly go to the next topic.
Okay. So
there's one more question by Kavita ma'am. We'll answer that as well.
So how do you assign marks grade? Is that what we are trying to look at?
Yes, yes.
So do you mean here, or do you mean for an assignment that you have created?
For an assignment.
So here. So let's say I have an assignment that I create. I will give it a title. I will give my instructions. I give it, let's say I create a doc. And I give it a name. I will wait for it to appear. So demo. And it's right here. And here student can edit the file. So here, or make a copy. Let's do make a copy each time. I will give it to all the students here. With the due date, I give it for tomorrow. And here, the marking. This is where, sir, we can set the category of our marking. Total points, I can set them as total points. And if there is no marks, if the child is absent or is not turned in, we'll have 0%. Let's come back to this. This is where you can assign the marks. So I can give it on 50. And when I give my assignment, it will appear as a test or a quiz on 50, a score of 50. Then there's a marking period. I can set it as a folder, or I just let it be because 17 January has gone. And I can create a rubric for then certain skills 1, 2, 3 on a scale of certain skills that you want your students to achieve. But this is where you set the marks. You can make that 100 by default is 100, or you can leave an assignment as unmarked. That's how. I hope that was the question. So was that the question? How do you assign marks?
No, sorry. How do we assign marks to individuals on this
Okay.
particular
So,
topic?
all right. So once I assign this, I go back to I review my questions. I'm going to close this. So I will review my assignment. So this, for example, has been given, right? I will go here. Let's do this. This the students have already done. Here, if I click on any of it by default, because it was 100 on 100, this is where it's given. So normally it will give me a score of 0 by default when I come for the first time. Like this one, I hover over it, it is giving me on 100, but there's no score given. So I will give it, like after reviewing my assignment, I'll give it a score of 50. If I want to review it, I click on the assignment. It was a reading comprehension. This is where, if you see, I click on student work. These are the students who gave the submissions. This was the task. 10 students were assigned. And once they were assigned, they returned it. I reviewed it. For example, I reviewed this one. There is no assignment. I gave them a paper here, but I wanted the parents to know, the children to know, and to know the working. So if you have given them an assignment, it will appear here as a document or something, but this is where you will review it. You can add your comment. Good job. And once it's done, you will here have the option to give Rajveer the answer, the scores. For example, on 100, I say he's done a good job. I'll give him 80. This is where I enter the score on 100. Is that the question?
Right. Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
And you click on return, and that's when you say mark is complete. From here and it's done. You return, the student will get the response that I got 50 on 100 or 80 on 100.
Perfect. Thanks.
Right. I'll just add to what Harpreet explained really well, is that when you're checking assignments also, like for example, if this was like a Word or any other form that you'd ask them to work on, there is also an option while checking that, you can allot them marks. So you don't have to come back to this tab. Also, for example, you've given a Google form and everybody has scored X in that Google form because you've given marks to each question. You have an option to import those marks also directly here, right? So it depends on the kind of assignment that you're giving, but ultimately whatever the score is, you can see like a quick view of this under this tab, marks, right? Okay. Sir, happy to explore that further with you if you want to. Just reach out to us. Kavita ma'am's asking for, can you explore the stream tab and what can that be used for? Just a quick thought on that, Harpreet could help.
So stream can be used for any announcement you want. If you have a class, for example, and the room has changed and you have students all accessing Google Classroom on daily basis, you can always use it as an announcement page wherein the class will take place from this room instead of this to the lab today. Or you can add simple posts. Anything that you post in the classwork goes on stream unless you go to the setting and close that option wherein you say no notification. So right here, this is where we went to the settings and we could choose what is on stream. So anything you post, you can just have students write something. For example, hello. This can even be a communication channel. Like I said, it's a wall, it's a talking wall. So first, anything that happens onto your classwork reflects onto stream, or anything you want to communicate to the students and they want to reply to each other. Like I said, the older the students, it's very nice idea to open the stream for everyone to allow posting and commenting so they help their peers. So that's how you can use the stream.
Thanks, Harpreet. And another is, how do you please explain this again? Dr. Piyush, can you help us understand your query, please?
Ma'am, I was asking about this how do, there was an application there, how do, it was there in the classwork, I guess.
Yeah,
to create
here.
a how do, yeah, there, yeah.
Oh, that she's added as an add-on.
Yeah, it's not
Okay,
by
what
default
is
on
that?
the...
Okay, Acha, what is that? I just wanted to know.
So
Sir,
here
it's an add-on. that she's taken for her work. We will not
Okay,
be able
okay,
to spend time on that, but
okay, okay,
happy to
yeah,
stay back after the session and explain more on that. Right, Harpreet? That works?
yeah, yeah,
Yes, that
for sure.
works.
Okay.
Okay. So I think
There's one more question. Sorry.
no, no.
Can we schedule a calendar for offline classes also along with room numbers?
Not through this.
Not through this, but through calendar, which is linked to this, you can.
You can.
You can create a full calendar on your Google Calendar and use that as the base for planning. Okay, got it. Okay, Harpreet, on to the next topic.
All right. Our next topic, like I said, is super interesting, super cool. It is chat. So chat.google.com. So there, or sorry, chat.
The spelling is incorrect. Sorry.
I know. Google.com, or you can even go to, while it's opening, the waffle, and we go to, it's opening. This is the beauty of technology. Whenever you need it the most, it just gives up. So here, I'm hoping it's coming back. Yeah. So here, you've got, as you scroll down your waffle, you will have chat. This little icon, very colorful. I love the Google colors anyways. So this is what it gives us as chat space. When you look at your Gmails, on the left panel also, chat is normally there. By default, it's not activated, but it's the individual platform that you get to connect with individuals or to work as collaborators with each other. On a quick note, like you have your WhatsApp, you have got chat space here. So when we explore the Gmail, you will have a look at that. So here, this is our hamburger, as we call it, which I called it just a few minutes before. You can toggle it to compress the left panel. You have an option to create new chat. We'll explore that. There are shortcuts that you can look at. This is the home page of any chat that you see, the mentions. This is a new feature which anytime in a chat, whether you've lot of people, if you want to add someone specifically to a comment and address out of those 10 people this one person, you write @ that person, and it will directly be highlighted onto theirs, and they can reply directly to you. Start is anything, any chat, any topic you want to add on to as your favorite. So I am going to show you a working chat space that we are on, just right here. This was an interesting one. I thought I'll share that with you. It's got a lot of small little groups that we can see. So here, you can move the chat by dragging up and down any icon for that matter. So it's just the convenience use that you have. So I'll close this and I come back to my chat. So here you have a possibility of creating a different group. So we are going to just look at it. So here, if you see, there are a lot of chats right here. So there are direct messages. These are one-on-ones. And we have got something called spaces. So we're going to touch base with that as well. Coming back to our chat, I have new chat. Once I click on it, I have an option to add someone to my chat one-on-one. So here, if I have, let's say, someone in my organization, I will just click on that. I start chat directly with that person. It'll open onto a new page right here. It's a chat space. I can say hi. I can use my formatting options, the regular formatting ones. I can add a smiley, or I can add a GIF file to my chat. Let's say I can add and upload a document to my chat. Between GIF and document, only one will be posted at a time. So let's see, I want to post this and hit enter. I want to add a GIF, upload a file. So I have this file on it. I can just send that document to someone, have a look at it, and the person is able to review the document. I can do that. I can even share a voice recording with someone over chat. For example, I say, hi Anshul, sorry, I have to start. Hi Anshul, I want you to review this document and get back to me once it's done, and we will see you at 8 for a quick meet on Google Meet today. See you. And that's it. I can listen to it and I can send this voice message like you do in your WhatsApp, like you do in your regular chats, Messenger, and immediate Google Meet also can be generated right from here. I don't know if it'll work because I'm already on the Meet. So here I can share this link with someone, hit enter, so there it is. So as soon as I've given that instruction that we will be meeting at 8, I've shared the link also. The person, it saves time for you and the person you're sending that chat invite to not waste time looking for the meet link and the other links. Everything is in this one space. This is all what we can do with chat. They just have to click on it and it opens a Google Meet. So and like you joined here, we can join that. So I'm going to save that time right here. I have here shared. What all have I shared with Anshul is here. I have shared a document that's right here. If there is a video I've shared, it will also appear in my shared space. I can also sort by category or date. If there are a lot of media, mixed media, I can always view my media all together, what all I shared with this person. Google Meet can be created right here. We start a video call right away. If it's a long chat, I can search for things and I can exit the full screen. I'm working on something. I can still have the little chat window open as a picture in picture on my screen on the bottom right. So that's how it will be. I can also create a space. This is second thing what we can create. So here I can create something called space. I can give it a theme as demo 1. I can give it a nice emoji like an icon. So I will probably choose something as, okay, a gift, a present, and I create that. That's a space that I have. Here you can do a lot of things. You can add members to it. So I can add, it's coming, it's just the internet. Here I can add all these people, or I can think of my head. Let's see, I can add Harpreet. I can have, I don't want to disturb people, so I'll just add other Harpreets onto my chat. I have these. I can share a file with them like I just did. And something very interesting that I can do, I can select an item. Something very interesting, I don't want to do that right now. I can do is assigning tasks to these people. Let's say I share a file. It'll open to my drive. I can either upload it from my device or I can share it from drive. I can share from somebody who shared with me, from my starred files, or something from my computer. Let's see, I have the timetable here. I want to insert. I hit enter. So my timetable is gone. Now it says share space members need access. I can share it with commenting feature or just view option or editing option. I can just have them comment on it. I can allow them to, anyone with the link to access and edit to comment, or I can just say don't give access. You can always change those access rights in between as well. I send a message. So it's posted onto my chat right here. Now I can either copy this link and share with someone. I can now, when you hover over it, these are the actions I can perform. I can either add a reaction, I can edit this, I can reply in a thread of the conversation that is happening, or I can have more actions. Quote and reply is something you can directly reply to that person. So if there are many people, like here, it'll be like in a regular WhatsApp chat. You quote someone and you reply to that specific message. For example, if I have this group that I am working on, and there are all these people here, or for that matter, I have this. This is an innovator group I have. I have this message. I can reply directly to this person. It says done. I say thanks. I will not post it. I don't want to disturb people. And you hit enter. That's how you can reply, post in reply, or quote in reply. Then you have the second option to star it. If you want to star this specific conversation as your favorite and review it back, you can do that. You can create a space task. Let's look at something interesting here. Maybe this one. Look, there's a lot of information on innovators. I want to just star it and visit it as my favorite later on. So I will star it. It's been starred right here. If I go back to it, you will see the innovator document is starred. When I click on it, it'll get back to the same conversation, irrespective of how many chats I was part of. It'll give me right to that specific chat space document or the information. I can forward it to my inbox. I can even create a task. You will be in the next coming sessions, you will be working on Google Task, how to set a task. If there's something you are busy with a lot of other things, but you do want to have this task finished and there's a deadline to it, you don't want to be lost in all the chats or all the information, all Gmails, everything that you're working on to be lost, and you want to just create a task. The moment you create, this is the sign for the task. I'm sure you will be taken through it in next 2 days. Once I create it, I will add time. When do I want to work on this? Let's say tomorrow. And I can assign this to someone or to myself. So I can assign it to anyone, or I can say to myself. And then I click on add. The moment I do that, it is sent to my task. This is the task icon. I go here and you can see the innovator pub P Dacia has been nominated. I can get back to this, review it anytime, and I can come back to whatever I want to act on. So this is the beauty of the spaces you can do. Now here, this is the chat. I can see the members. I can see if I am the authorized owner of this group. I can manage the members. You can do that. Let's get to how I created. So demo, if you remember, we created this space. I have 2 members. I can manage members by adding. I can invite more. I can have details. I am the space manager right now. I want to add Harpreet as the space manager again. I can do that. I can remove her from the space. I can even block her if I'm being very mean or she's being very mean to me. I can add more members here. I can add another Harpreet to it. So I've got now, I already had Harpreet. I will do another Harpreet. Okay. And there, I will invite her. I can't, you see, look here. It says I can't add it because that's my organization which has set this firewall. I cannot be added automatically. I will have to ask for my admin. Like we were asking you in the beginning, you couldn't be added onto the Google Classroom because of your blacklisting of the email. So we had to ask you to whitelist learning links where you were getting the invite from. So that could be possible when you can't send it. So you send them invites through other modes and they join it once the admin is okay. Again, if I go back to this, I can look at the space details. I can have app and integrations, what all are possible in Google Space. I can copy link to this space. I can mark some message as unread. So I will close this. I have this message and I can mark it as unread right here. So you see, the moment I marked it as unread, I know even if I read it, I can come back to it if it's very important. That's another way. I can pin this message right here. So no matter how many messages we have, we can just have this one right on the top. I can mute it. I can have notifications here, the main conversation. I can have all the notifications. I can have notifications for you or no notifications at all. And once I'm done with that, I can say save. So it will be notified for all the messages that come in demo 1. Then we've got the history. If I turn off the history, all my messages after 24 hours or the time I set can be waved off and they are gone. I can leave this group. If I leave this group, the next person, the next manager will be the space manager. I'll have to assign. Look, it says you are the only space manager. If you're the only one when you're trying the demo, for the sake of it, you have to exit. You will close the group. It will get deleted. But if you are the one only as space manager, you will have to assign the next one. I manage members, and out of the next two members, the second member, I will have to add that person as space manager. So that's how it works. Here I go back to my spaces, and I can block and report. I can delete this space right away, and it will be deleted forever. That's about, I think, chat. Yeah, the mentions. I was telling you, if I have a task I've given to someone right here, I want to click it right here, make it bigger. I have this task given to someone. I will say quote in reply at Anshil, because that was the name. The moment I type, it gives me the prompt of the email. I say, please review the doc and join at 8 p.m. for a short meetup. And I hit enter. So you see the mention at the rate. This is only one person. If I've got multiple people in the group, I repeat, I can have just specified information or the mention to this specific person. If you're working on a presentation, I have 10 people. I will say, Julie, please, at the rate Julie, please review slide 15 and correct it. Add details, review this. All of that can be done through this. So I think that's about the spaces. If it's a thread, I can look at it right here. I can look at the thread. I can search on it. I can split the pane into two like I just did, or I can open this with this arrow. So that's how you have chat and spaces. You can browse the spaces if you've got multiple. You can find apps. You can send message requests. These are the frequents that you do. Or if you type in, you will start a new chat. So these are the two things, chat and spaces. You can always change your status by either putting it automatic. Whenever you're there, Google will show you are active. If you don't want to be disturbed, if you want to set it as set away, or you want to add the status, you can do it here by a new one. For example, busy, or call me later, or do not disturb at this time. So all of that will be shown. This is your settings of the chat. You have the notifications if you want to allow chat notifications. Here you have different tones that you can set when the chats come in. You can just have anything that you have. Then you've got receive an email if you haven't read a message, at mentions or direct messages, or you can turn it off. You don't want to have emails. Meet settings can be set up here because we can generate a meet link. You can also have do not disturb schedules. Turn on do not disturb automatically from 7 to 7, Monday to Friday. You can do that, or you can create your own flexible timings that you want people not to disturb you, and it'll automatically be pushed onto chats. Who can message you? Anyone. Who can invite you into space? Anyone. You can even say known senders. Blocked users, you can manage them here. Block spaces, you can manage them here. Then it says this is like any other Gmail. You can have predictive writing suggestions. So when you're writing, it will automatically give you in gray. You hit enter or you hit the bar, the left or right arrow, and you get that information. You have the smart reply ready for you. Autocorrect is also there in case you make a mistake. You can enable that. By default, they are not turned on most of the times. Density, you can choose how it appears, the light and the dark theme. And you can use system settings, or you play the animations you don't play. Again, by default, it is use system settings. That's always recommended. That's how you can set the settings. So I think we are pretty much on with our chat. Yes, there's nothing else in chat and spaces. We are done for today. Just allow me last 2 minutes. I can just quickly share the quick question quiz with you just to make sure. Chat, we looked at it. We looked at the benefits of chat. It uses efficient communication, seamless collaboration, and organization. Of course, it is superly productive. So we know how to use for level 1 instant messaging in chat from any device. It is absolutely on your Gmail, on your phone. Create and name group chats. We looked at that. Managing chat notifications. We can mute our members. We can block inappropriate users. This is all under that gear button, the settings. We can reopen a chat. We can archive a chat. We can manage or delete chat. And that's it. So now let's quickly look at both the two topics with real questions. You can unmute or write A, B, C, D. So here, which of the following are features of Google Classroom? Sonia ma'am, if you can just check if we've got answer, we'll save time.
Yes, we're getting answers. I'm right here.
So features of Classroom.
We're getting mostly ease.
Okay, all of the above. So we are good to go. What is the primary benefit of using Classroom for education? Improve communication and collaboration, replace traditional textbooks, eliminate in-person instruction, or track student attendance.
We've just started getting answers, mostly A's.
Okay, so here you go. You are right once again. How can teachers easily share files with the students in Google Classroom? By uploading files directly to the classwork, by creating shared folder, by posting a link in file, or all of the above. A, B, C, D. Okay, so
yes, we're getting D's as the answer.
Okay, so there we go. Which of the following options is not available when you click New Chat? Does it say create a space, browse space, find apps, or send a file? This one's tricky. Let's see what answers do we get here.
Okay, we're getting C, D, C, mostly C's.
Okay, it's sending a file. We cannot send files directly through chat when you create
new chat option. Yes,
new chat. What is the purpose?
I'll just clarify that once, Harpreet, if that's okay. You can send a file using chat space. That's not a problem. Under new chat section, the first three options applies, not the fourth one.
So here, the new space. This is what we are talking about, new chat. We can find apps here. We can browse. We can create. So like I mentioned in the last time, you can always get back to your topic or the tool and verify when you're still doing the test. What is the purpose of creating a draft post in Google Classroom? You save a post without publishing, you delete a post, you publish it immediately, or you share a post with other students.
Okay, A's.
Okay.
All A's.
Perfect. I think they're good to go. Let's look at this one. Mr. Jones is keen to move to paperless class as he finds the process of managing assignments time-consuming. How will shifting to classroom help? There are three correct answers. Teachers can define answers when they set assignments to enable auto-grading. Teachers can grade and comment on assignments directly in classroom, and student will immediately receive email notification like we did. When a teacher sets an assignment in classroom, email notifications and class stream ensure students don't need to constantly be reminded. Students can exchange messages with each other and clear up assignments. Students can call their teacher using Classroom if they need to. Absolute no, I guess. When a student completes an assignment, Classroom automatically emails all related documents to peers of their class. Three right answers.
Okay, we're getting A, B, C.
So teachers can define answers, they can grade, and they can set assignment. Let's see. It is B, C, and D. Teachers always cannot set and define answers. Sometimes they have to read the answer, so it cannot auto grade all the time. So here, students already familiar with a web connected world will feel immediately at home with Google Classroom. What benefits will they enjoy from their assignments going online? Again, three correct answers. If students are sick from school, they can cancel pending assignments from home using cancel button. Students can see at a glance when assignments are due. They can choose to have assignment results sent directly to their phone or text. They can discuss assignments in collaborative environment. They can view each other's assignments if they need ideas. Or student assignments and resources are kept organized in one place.
Okay. So B, C, D, B, D, F, B, D, F, A, B, C. Okay. Sairam sir, you've selected all the options. A, B, D, F, B,
Okay,
C,
let's
F,
look
D,
at
D,
it.
E.
It's for those, we'll give it to the ones with B, D, F. They can see it at a glance. They can discuss in collaborative environment, and they can have it all organized in one place.
Yeah, students cannot view each other's assignments.
No. While creating a Google Classroom assignment, what options do you have? Create a poll, post to additional classes, add a YouTube video, add attachment, and a due date or time? This is easy.
C.
Really?
There are no more answers coming. Okay, but C, C, D, E. You know, there's only one correct answer or multiple answers. Okay,
Multiple.
that's B, C, D, E.
Okay, let's quickly look at just a few scenario-based questions. Mr. Davis has assigned a group project where students need to work together on presentation. He wants to ensure all group members have equal access to presentation and can collaborate effectively. What is the most efficient way for Mr. Davis to facilitate this group project using Classroom? Have each group member create their own individual slides and then combine them, or create a shared Google slide presentation, assign it to the entire group, have students submit their individual presentations through Classroom, or use Stream to post instructions and have students work independently. Have a look at the question. It says they can collaboratively work and should have equal access. These are the key words. Any answers? Did we get any, Sonia ma'am?
Yes, I was waiting for more answers. Just give me.
Okay.
B, D. Okay, we've got B's and we've got D's.
So it is B, wherein, when you share it to everyone, everybody can view and work on it. Everybody can edit was our option. So you share a Google slide and anybody can edit, or everybody can edit. So everybody collaboratively works on the same slide. Scenario 2. Ms. Garcia wants to give students the option to submit their assignments in different formats, such as document, presentation, video. Which Google Classroom feature allows teachers to accept multiple file types of assignment submissions? The attachments option with assignment submission, the drive option to attach from the Google Drive, the link option to submit links, or all of the above?
D.
Okay, it is D. So with this, we come to the end of today's session. We covered Google Classroom and Google Chats.